Here we are, CES. Thanks very much for joining us. And it's the first time for Siemens here at the show. What brings you here?
Indeed, we have not done something quite like this, yet this is an important show for innovation and technology, and it's also a show which is focused a lot on automotive, and we think we can take that a little further looking at mobility holistically, so from how to transport passengers from A to B, how to make traffic more safe, whether this is individual transport, public transport, or also autonomous vehicles.
Yeah, and some of the work you've been doing with autonomous vehicles, putting sensors on infrastructure and thinking about the first and last mile. Do you think maybe everyone's been talking about autonomous vehicles a lot? Maybe what we need first is the infrastructure, and then once the infrastructure is right, then the autonomous vehicles can work within that. I mean, it's a bit of a chicken and an egg, isn't it? Which comes first, the infrastructure or the vehicle?
It's an interesting point indeed. So I think first, autonomous vehicles are certainly the IT technology of the moment, right? But we should also think about what's the actual impact of this technology. And I think it could very well be an answer to some of the mobility challenges we see in the city. But frankly, thousands of self-driving vehicles are still thousands of vehicles in a traffic jam with no human driver. It's still a traffic jam. So I think autonomous vehicles could be perfectly applied in a scenario where they add to the existing public transit system, for instance, as feeder buses for getting more people access to transit. Another key element of autonomous vehicles is certainly safety. And I mean, we've all heard the disturbing news of a pedestrian get struck by a self-driving vehicle 2 years back in Camp Arizona. And this is where infrastructure could help support this, because in this case, neither the sensors or forward-looking algorithms on the vehicle could prevent that accident. And in some of the connected vehicle pilots we are doing in New York and in Tampa, one of the main use cases is to use infrastructure to detect vulnerable road users and give in real time, and by constantly comparing the movement of pedestrians with the position, direction of speed of the vehicle, we can plot potential crash trajectories and give a warning to a vehicle, whether this is a driver or a robot, on an impending collision. So in very simple terms, we can predict collisions and prevent accidents from happening. And this is why I believe infrastructure could very well play a role here for autonomous driving.
Fantastic. It's very exciting. And another exciting thing you've been developing recently is the Mobility OS operating system. That's the right name, isn't it? For the overview that you have, which is almost like traffic management in the on a laptop, as it were. You know, you can. It's like a traffic management center right there on your laptop, and that's very exciting. Maybe for these smaller cities that don't have traffic management centers at all, perhaps this is something that they might be able to use in the future.
Yeah. First, I mean, I think there are a lot of challenges in order to do very efficient traffic management these days, because it's not only on making cars travel towards a corridor very efficiently with minimum delays. We also see challenges that we have new mobility services like scooters, bike share, ride hailing, everything in the city. And with our mobility operating system, our goal is to enable cities to stay in control about all the various mobility services. So all the infrastructure elements, all the proven and reliable components, such as signs, controllers, lights, sensors, and detectors are connected to the mobility operating system, and but we can also include public transit, ride-hailing, and other data sources in order to give the city a more broader view. And another element is we use simulation, because data, so not only data from historical traffic data, real-time data, we can generate a very accurate picture of the future upcoming traffic situation. So operators, road operators, cities can actually not only know what's the actual traffic situation, we can simulate what will happen in the next 30 to 60 minutes, and then they can apply congestion mitigation strategies, as an example, and they can also test this in the virtual world by simulating the impact. And for example, the city would know, hey, if I close a lane or if I have a redirect traffic, or if I change the pattern of a traffic light, what would actually happen to the traffic situation. So this is I mean, it can help cities think out of the box and mitigate congestion efficiently.
Fantastic! It's really exciting, and it's agnostic. It can take in almost any data can come into this platform, and as you say, predict and simulate what's going to happen, and maybe even automate some of the functions in the future. So that some of the strain is taken away from the traffic managers. It's very exciting. But just to wrap up, we're kind of halfway through the week here at CES, but you're having a good time. You've enjoyed yourself so far?
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite exciting to be here to engage with industry stakeholders, leading thinkers, in order to see how we can solve the challenges we had. And I mean, technology is always an enabler. We need to solve a real-world problem, and we have so many opportunities in mobility, but also beyond, to make that happen. So it's quite an exciting time for us.
It's very exciting. So maybe we'll see you again next year here.
Absolutely. All right.
Thank you. Thank you very much.